Join us at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino with the #1 gaming experience and entertainment. The Pahrump Nugget has the #1 dining experience at Stockman Steakhouse, Golden Harvest Cafe, and the Gold Miners Buffet. Come get your game on at the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
Today's news is brought to you in part by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrump's optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300.
Judge Robert Lane is seeking re-election for his seat in district court that he currently holds.
We do the big criminal cases, the felony ones. We don't do traffic and misdemeanors. Then we also do all the big civil cases, family, divorces, custody, DCFS for child abuse and when kids are taken away from homes, probate courses, wills, trust, that kind of thing. Of course, we started the drug court about 12 years ago now. And mainly the major cases, the murders, molestations, those kind of things.
How many years have you been a judge?
14 years.
Here in Pahrump?
14 years here in Pahrump, 7 years as a deputy DA up in Tonopah, but doing all of Nye County back in those days.
Let's talk a little bit about your campaign, because I know that you're running. You have an opponent. Last time you were unopposed, right?
Last time I was unopposed, but it's normal in elections to have opponents, and attorneys are ambitious people, and everybody wants to be a judge, and so I'm fine with it. It's the way the system was set up, and it's a good system because it gives people the chance to look at the candidates and pick the best one for their community.
Let's talk about some of your achievements.
Well, of course, starting the drug court was good. I received a special education award from the Nevada Supreme Court because I've had over 600 hours of education and master's degree work and special experts and witnesses in murder trials, capital cases. A lot of education over the last 10, 15 years as judge. And then, of course, we have the second busiest jurisdiction in the state, believe it or not, behind Clark County when you divide the number of cases by the number of judges. And so we have a real good, strong, heavy caseload. And back when Judge Davis was sick and died, I was pretty much doing 95% of the work. And so I'm a real hard worker, real organized. I'm kind of obsessive compulsive. I keep my desk clean. Cases come in, I get them out within a day or two. And I've never been reversed, which is nice.
One of the things that people talk most about when they talk about Judge Lane is the fact that you take a lot of time to explain things to people while the court case is going on.
You know, there was a judge who once told me when I became judge to make all of my orders as short as possible so people don't have any reason to appeal them. And I didn't like that logic, so I've done the opposite. When I write orders, I write them really extensively so everybody could see my reasoning. And then if they want to appeal it and it turns out I was wrong, which I never am, but I could be, then they know what I'm doing wrong. And it's the same in court. I never like... Some judges would say, I've heard enough, you're done talking, and I've always been the opposite. Anything else you want to say? Anything else before people leave? And that way when they walk out of the courtroom, they can't say they didn't get the chance to say their piece.
Is there anything that you would like to see done in the court, or would you like to achieve in the next term or in your career?
Well, we're working on technology because technology is always improving, so we're always trying to improve the technology. And of course, we're trying to make the drug court better to get people clean from their addictions and find ways to improve the drug court. The only other thing that I would improve is working on the budget, trying to find ways to more effectively do the jurors and bring in the public defenders and the contract attorneys, trying to figure out how to save a little money. Court reporters, translators, we use a lot of those now, people who speak Asian languages and Spanish and so forth. So maybe figuring out ways to tweak the budget to save money.
How can people find out more about your campaign? Are you going to have any upcoming meet and greets too as well?
We just started up the campaign. We weren't allowed to campaign prior to this weekend, so I'm just starting now. I just started a Facebook page over the weekend. My email is lanes3101@att.net, and people can call me, and I sure need the help because I haven't campaigned in 12 years. So someone came up to me and said, "Who's helping you with your campaign?" I was like, "I don't know. I have to find somebody." So yeah, give me a hand. Give me a call. Help me out.
And attorney Lillian Donahue is challenging Judge Lane for that bench in district court.
I'm running for District Court Judge, Department 2.
And that would be the position right now that Judge Robert Lane's holding.
Yes, it is. It is my first time to run in Nye County, Nye, Esmeralda, and Mineral County, and I'm loving it because I'm such a rural person. My parents were farmers in Iowa, but they're the ones that moved me to Nevada, so I have a farmer background, and I love the rurals. I just do, and I'm such a believer in justice for all. and that's why I'm running.
You're an attorney right now. Let's talk a little bit about your background and your career.
Okay, I'm a 37-year lawyer. I have a very full practice in criminal, in trusts and wills, children, custody cases, and money cases, and of course, all kinds of civil litigation. I've been doing it all for a long, long time, and I love it. I love the practice of law, and I believe in the rule of the law, because that's what our job is as judges, is to use the law, apply the law. That's our job.
Why did you decide to run?
Because it's time. I went to law school to be a judge, and I think it's the perfect way for me to right now to give back. And justice for all is my theme. And I'm very experienced, as you know.
What's some of the things that you would like to achieve as a judge?
I would like to achieve, just like I said, more and more justice for all. I have a lot of experience. I don't have biases in terms of race, religion, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just such a big believer in equality. That's why I'm here today with the Martin Luther King breakfast. I love coming to these breakfasts. I come every year. I believe in the scholarships. They're very important for the youth. And I'm head of the scholarship committee for the Veterans of Foreign War Auxiliary for the state.
You do a lot of volunteer work too as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hooked up with CASA, the Child Appointed Special Advocate Program, which should be used more and more. It's very important for the children to have a voice in the courtroom. I'm also very active with hospice. Hospice has helped my parents both die peacefully and pain-free. I'm just, you name it, cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. I had thyroid cancer 29 years ago, and it's never reoccurred. So, and I'm big on that. We did the Bark for Life. My husband and I did. We raised $500, and that money funds the Relay for Life. You name a charity, and I'm there. Because I so much believe in our community. I so much do. And the animal foundations I believe in, and the animals, the children. I'm very, very. It's very important to me that anyone who's been abused, that be taken care of, and that be ended, and that people be punished. Whether it's an animal, whether it's a child, whether it's a woman, whether it's a man. I'm really against violent people.
Do you have any upcoming meet and greets where people can get to know you?
I'm going to down the road. A few of my clients have volunteered, and so we're going to get going on that. Pizza places and stuff like that, and probably over at my law office too. It started out as a funeral parlor, then it became a chapel, and then it was vacant for a few years. I'm right next to Southwest Medical. It's a big white chapel, and I'm going to have some parties there too. I'm excited.
So for your campaign, how can people find out more? Do you have a website or a phone number people can call you?
I'm getting that all set up now because I just filed for election 10 days ago. And I will have that all up and running in the next week or two under Lillian Donahue. And that we will have that ready to go. We're just working on it right now.
Keep us updated on what's coming up for meet and greets.
You got a deal. You guys will always be invited.
News 46 will return in just a moment. Though testing is incomplete, state officials say they're convinced a Nevada marina where an estimated 100,000 trout, bass, and catfish died poses no danger to humans or animals. Environmental and wildlife officials say there's been no sign of any contamination like the pollutants that leaked into the pit in the 1980s from a nearby petroleum tank farm. Scientists say the massive fish kill at the Sparks Marina was caused by a dramatic drop in the water's oxygen content, which they say is not all that uncommon. They believe it was triggered by a week-long cold spurt in December when lows hovered near zero at the former gravel pit converted into a marina 15 years ago along Interstate 80 just east of Reno. Washoe County Park officials say they plan to replace a stolen plaque honoring 70 people who died in a Reno airliner crash in 1985. The brass plaque for victims of Galaxy Airlines crash was stolen at Rancho San Rafael Regional Park in Reno in November. Park officials say the 2-by-2-foot plaque was removed from a large rock, and they're considering options to avoid another theft. They say one option is to have an engraved boulder, and they're hoping to replace the plaque in a couple of months. Officials have said brass has value and the plaque might have been stolen for scrap metal. The aircraft crashed shortly after takeoff from the Reno airport on January 21st, 1985, killing all but one person on board. It was returning to Minneapolis from a Super Bowl trip sponsored by Caesars Tahoe. Judge Margaret Whitaker has an update regarding this weekend's PBR event. Professional bull rider Sean Willingham won his first event in his home state of Georgia this weekend. This is his 12th year with the PBR. He secured the title by riding C-Note, owned by Jeff Robinson, for an 88.5 points. The PBR heads for Oklahoma City this weekend and will host the 15-15 Bucking Bull event. That will be the best 15 riders against the best 15 bulls in the professional bull riders events. For more information, you go to pbr.com. And here's Noah Beacon with your weather.
News 46 weather is brought to you by your local dairy farmers. Dairy products are very important in maintaining a healthy body.
Hello and welcome back to News 46. Today is Monday, January 20th. Today we had sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees. Your average temperature around this time of year is 58 degrees. Winds were coming from the east-northeast at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 6 miles per hour. The UV index today was 3, which is moderate. Humidity was at 12%. Sunrise is at 6:52 this morning, and the record high in 1986 was 72 degrees. Tonight we'll have partly cloudy skies with a low of 34 degrees and an average temperature of 40 degrees. Winds will be coming from the north-northeast at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 5 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 32%. Sunset was at 4:58 p.m. and the record low in 1937 was 17 degrees. Tomorrow we'll have sunny skies with a high of 70 degrees and a low of 36 degrees. Winds will be coming from the east at 3 miles per hour with gusts up to 5 miles per hour. Humidity will be at 20%. Sunrise will be at 6:52 a.m. and the UV index will be 3, which is moderate. For our 7-day forecast, we have a mostly cloudy week. Your high temperatures will be ranging from the low 60s to the low 70s, and your low temperatures will be ranging from the mid 30s to the low 40s.
Thanks so much, Noah. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of our Martin Luther King Jr. Day News 46. From everyone up here on the Hill, including Patrick, Darby, Tiffany, and Noah, we'll see you here tomorrow night. Have a great night.